Welcome to the Inspired Teachers Podcast #1. I'd just like to talk a little bit about some of the subjects I'd like to share with you, some of the reasons why I'm doing these various lessons, and just give you a tiny bit of background of where I come from and what I hope to be able to share and give to you. With the whole pandemic and in Minneapolis, some of the riots, it really threw um, the conventional way of teaching martial arts and meditation, qigong, spirituality. It really kind of showed me that I can open up my audience in the cyber world, the YouTube world, the Patreon world, and it's just been, on one level, it's been a way that I can fulfill my teacher's mission, which is Tai-Chi is the whole world's exercise. He really felt, my teacher, Master Titi Liang, he really felt that the principles of Tai-Chi and the benefits from relaxation, the benefits from proper alignment, all that, is accessible to everybody. And I've had the privilege of teaching everybody from those who are very athletic and in great shape, all the way to people who were in wheelchairs, who were post-op. I taught 6 years at the Sister Kenny Pain Clinic, and I had a lot of experience seeing just how accessible Tai Chi and the principles were to all stages of physical health. 3 subjects that are near and dear to my teaching, to my existence, to my whole life. They are martial arts, spirituality, and sexuality. Martial arts really saved my life, saved my health, my physical health, mental health, spiritual health. Martial arts can teach people so many things. It can give you health. It can teach you body knowledge. It can give you self-defense skills. It can give you confidence. It can show you how much power you are capable of. Traditional martial arts gives lots of philosophy and history. And also martial arts can help you with meditation. Martial arts, some of them have a spiritual component. It can get you onto that path. Speaking of spirituality, I've been a spiritual seeker my whole life. I have been blessed with some amazing teachers and learned some amazing lessons and methods, and I'm hoping in these podcasts to share them with you, make them accessible to you. I kind of like the buffet style, which is, you take what you want and don't put on your plate what you don't want, and take the size portion you want. Really, it's about what you want and what you need. Spirituality, it's how we navigate this thing called life. Where did I come from? What am I doing? Where am I going? How do I answer some unanswerable questions? How do I work through some really difficult problems in my life? One of my teachers, who has a long career with the military and law enforcement, he said having some kind of spiritual foundation is what gets you through the oh crap situations. And then my third treasure is sexuality. I know there's so many people in the planet having sex, they're not happy. There's so many people on the planet not having sex, they're not happy. I've been blessed with some sexuality and teachers from different lineages, some different traditions, Taoist, Persian, Western esoteric magic, sacred sex. It's on one level, it's why we're here. We're here to procreate and blah, blah, blah. The life hack is for us to act as if we're ready to procreate, to do the workings of procreation, and not necessarily bring another human life into the world, no babies. There's the sex, and it's so many infinite ways of being demonstrated. Is a way to spread love. It's a way to learn about yourself. There's nothing dirty about it. There's nothing, evil about it. And so I've been blessed to have learned many different methods, ideas, philosophies, and I'm going to say it, techniques. I know you don't want to be like getting into bed and doing a bunch of techniques. They're just the foundation for expressions of love. So I'll be sharing those as well. Um, Another thing I'd like to do is I would also entertain questions or subjects that you'd like to have me share my whatever I can, share my knowledge, share my experience. Um, I just think that in this information age where we're moving into so many amazing facets, that if I can help steer you in your research and your practice, your development, your learning, and for those of you that are teaching, I have many students who are teachers, and it is really wonderful to get their feedback from their teaching and their practice to share mine. I heard one time, it was a yoga instructor, and she said, "My teaching is for me and my practice is for my students." And I found this to be true. Many times when I'm teaching, I get the aha, and many times when I'm practicing, the concepts for my next class are just laid out before me. So these podcasts, I'm hoping, are a way to do that with you. So for my first official podcast, my first lesson, it's a lesson that I use in mostly my Tai Chi classes. They can be used for every aspect of your body and your health and your life. They're the foundation of what makes Tai Chi work, how you get the most benefit for the least amount of effort. It can be used in all kinds of meditation and basically, anything that you're doing, sitting, standing, walking. And they're the five foundations. They're very simple. They are alignment, relaxation, breath, mind, and movement. And even the fourth one, if you're going to be sitting at your desk or doing standing or sitting meditation, you really only need the first four. Alignment's really important because at all times gravity is going through the body. It's affecting the body. Gravity, my one teacher said, gravity is like a person that's working 24/7, 365 days a year, never takes a break. So our first goal is to be aligned with gravity, and that mainly is talking about our bones. If you look at the Tai Chi classics, or if you read, if you go to a meditation class or yoga class, they're going to talk to you about your alignment. How does the gravity pass through your body safely, so it doesn't get stuck and make tension? If I'm using my bones for alignment, it has a couple of really good benefits. So, when people say sit up straight, it's actually really true. Sit up straight but not stiff. So you're up straight, gravity's passing through your bones, it's actually going to make your bones stronger. When gravity is passing through your bones, your muscles don't have to work as hard to keep you lined up. I could have bad posture, I could lean to the side, I could, do something like that, have my neck forward. I can hold that, but what'll happen is that's the muscles being in charge of my alignment, and they're going to get really hard and stiff. At some point, I'm going to get a lot of tension built up. And it's the classic story of the person that bends over to pick up the newspaper or some item, and they throw their back out. Well, it wasn't the bending over and picking up the paper, the newspaper or whatever that one time. It's an accumulation of having your muscles be in charge of alignment. And so at some point they can't take it anymore, and then they have to become injured, they have to tear, they have to release. So if you can start to practice to think about a plumb line going through your body at all times, and you want to have some kind of bones in the way. For Tai Chi, we do that with the standing meditation. If you look at the Tai Chi classics, they give you plenty of ideas about how to make your lower spine straight and suspend your head and keep your elbows and shoulders down. That's mainly about your alignment. Once you've got your alignment down, we can talk about the second one, which is relaxation. If we start with relaxation and the alignment's off, it's just going to be a really difficult way to get relaxed. Once I'm aligned with gravity, and I only need the bare minimum of my muscles to hold my bones in alignment, I can start to look at relaxing my muscles. So I don't want to collapse them. I don't want them to be completely soft because that cuts off circulation. I don't want them to be completely tense because that also cuts off circulation and can lead to injury. On a scale of 0 to 10, Relaxation is like 1, 2, or 3, depending on the size of your muscles or depending on the need of the muscles. So in your face or like your fingers, like you want it to be on a 1. If your face is on a 10, that's 2 tenths, or even a 5 is 2 tenths. When you get to the bigger muscles, like your thigh or your lower back, they can be up to a 3 because they're doing lots of work to align you, but they don't have to do the full work. So, one thing to do is go through and check your muscles and figure out if you were to put a number on them, what's their numerical value? So if I want to say relax your arm, you could think, if I'm not really holding anything, can I get it down to a 2 or a 1? Um, there's so many benefits from relaxation. When you relax, you save energy. When you relax, you're able to then tense up your muscles for movement or whatever it is you want to do with that. Um, the other thing is that once you start to relax your muscles, everything else relaxes. Your breathing, your mind. There's lots of ideas. So we can get used to tension, and then tension becomes the natural thing. You know, if I'm a 5 or I'm a 7, if I have a 7, I get used to that. At some point, I won't even know what relaxation feels like. Um, if you find out you're a tense person, go get some body work. I highly recommend shiatsu, which is a really good massage therapy that involves lots of ideas, stretching, kneading, acupressure. It's really one of the really well-rounded bodywork therapies. There are many others. I'm not saying the other ones don't work. That's just my personal preference. Once I've got my bones aligned up and my muscles are relaxed, I can start to talk about breathing. If I go with breathing first, my alignment's off and my muscles are tense, I'm going to have hard time having, you know, deep, full, long, slow breaths. If I'm not in fight or flight, I want to breathe with my belly. I basically want to have my chest be relaxed, and I want my lower abdomen to be like a balloon. I want my lower abdomen to expand when I breathe in and to contract when I breathe out. If you breathe below your solar plexus, you breathe in that manner, belly breathing, that will stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is all the calming, all the meditative um, aspects to our nervous system. I heard it's called feed and breed. It's like it assists in digestion and it assists in breathing. If you breathe up here above your solar plexus, if you're a chest breather, it's really good. Like if you're getting chased by a tiger, I highly recommend chest breathing. But this one is like your fight and flight. This is one that's going to get your adrenaline going on. It's going to directly affect your sympathetic nervous system. So if I'm sitting here and nothing's going on and I'm breathing with my chest, I'm activating a lot of parts of my body, my adrenals, everything, and it's going to give me all revved up with nowhere to go. I got no one to fight. I'm not running away, but I've put my body in that state, and then that can injure us. If I do run, I will release that energy. It'll be really good for me. So I want to learn how to breathe with my belly. That's the default setting. Close my mouth, tongue against the roof of my mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. It's so important. A small smile in the corner of your mouth will open your nostrils. And then when you breathe, begin and end your breath below your navel, and you will feel so calm. And, if you need more breathing, if you need to add the breath or switch to add the chest or switch to the chest, that'll happen naturally. If your foundation is belly breathing, it's easy to get to chest breathing. If your foundation is chest breathing, sometimes it's really difficult to get to that calming belly breathing. So we've got alignment, relaxation, breath. Now we get to the fourth one, which is mind. If our alignment is correct and the relaxation is breath and the breath is correct, then I can begin to work on my mind. If those three are not correct, if they're not working for me, it's really hard to concentrate or focus or get my mind where I want it to be. So I want an empty mind and I want to be mindful. I want to empty it out and I want it to be full. So how do I do that? I empty my mind of past and future, and I fill my mind with now. My mind is here and now. I've got my alignment. I'm relaxed. I'm breathing deeply. I'm here with you right now. Everything is perfect. If I'm sitting here and I'm regretting something that happened yesterday or fretting about something that's going to happen, um, that's my mind. It's not here and now. And that takes energy, and that can cause stress. That can cause worry and tension. If I'm here now, if I have a problem, I can deal with it now. If a tiger starts chasing me now, great. If I'm sitting here going, I remember 3 weeks ago when a tiger chased me and it was a really bad thing, and boy, and then that tension builds up. Or if I'm sitting there going, I just know tiger's gonna mess up my podcast and it's gonna be terrible, and before I know it, my mind is somewhere else. So, on one level, if I have my alignment, my breath, my relaxation, and my mind here, everything is perfect. Life is perfect. I'm enlightened. If my mind is here and now, my alignment's here and now, my breath is here and now, my relaxation here and now, this is really good. If I have a problem, I'll deal with it. If I've got a thorn in my foot, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to try to deal with the problem here and now, and that's the simplest way to do your mind. When we're doing meditation, if somebody's making a bunch of noise while you're meditating, it doesn't matter because that noise is now. If somebody talks to you or interrupts you when you're meditating, I never worry about it because it's here and now. I'm not going to stress. If I try to find that perfect quiet place where no one's going to bother me, usually there's noise and somebody bothers me. If I'm happy with whatever's happening in my mind here and now, usually that leads to a very deep meditation. If I'm doing the Tai-Chi form, just be in your form. If you forget your sequence or you lose your balance, as long as you forget your sequence or lose your balance right here and now, you're still in meditation. If you're fretting about maybe forgetting the sequence, or you're regretting one time you lost your balance, for me, the mind is out of that time frame and you lost your meditation. Now we get to number 5. So, quick recap: alignment, relaxation, breath, mind, and movement. So whether I'm going to do Tai Chi, I'm going to do martial arts, I'm going to lift weights, I'm going to throw a ball, archery, anything that I do with my body, I want to make sure all my body moves at the same time and all my body stops at the same time. You want to think of your body like 5 people lifting a piano. They all lift it at the same time, they move it at the same time, and they put it down at the same time. If one person tried to lift the piano, they might throw their back out. Or if 8 people lowered the piano and the one person didn't get the signal, and all of a sudden all that weight is on them, they might hurt their back or their neck. This is what happens when you use a single body part to do something very powerful, like throw a ball or throw a punch or do something. One reason you hurt your back is if you only lift with your back. One reason people hurt their shoulders is they only use their arm. So, like in the Tai Chi classics, it says when one part moves, everything moves. When one part is still, everything is still. One of my teachers said, "Start together, stop together." Everything starts moving, everything stops moving at the same time. That also, to do that kind of harmonious, connected movement, you have to have alignment, relaxation, breath in your mind correct. And so you can apply that to everything. Yard work, and anything where you are moving your body. Your whole body must be unified, in harmony, connected, one unit. For me, that's the foundation of my teaching of Tai Chi as a healing martial art, spiritual art, and any of the other martial arts that I teach. Also, whether I'm teaching sword or archery, or some people have learning how to throw axes and knives. It's the same thing. You got to throw the axe with your whole body, not with your arm. You got to throw the knife, everything here and now, whole body to throw the knife, and you'll find out that you'll be very successful. And I will. I'm planning on. I won't do a podcast on axe throwing because there's not a lot to talk about unless I'm showing you. But I will be planning some tutorials on axe and knife throwing, just because it's so much fun, and there's just this really zen quality when you are looking at the target and you throw the axe and it hits and it makes that sound, and it's just wonderful. And I wish you all to experience that. Um, I, I really value my time and I value your time. I value my attention. I value your attention. So I thank you for listening to this talk, this lesson, this podcast. Um, I'll end with this. I can't guarantee that I can get you to the highest level, but I can guarantee that I can get you to your next level. So listen to the podcast, take the lessons. Look at my books, go to my Patreon. I'm here to share with you all that I've got. And until then, practice hard, practice well, and enjoy your life. Thank you.